Subin back on the LCK Analyst Desk. This is our beloved LCK host, Subin, for the Analyst Desk, joined by two analysts, Bitdori, and also the other analyst, Gorilla. Welcome back, everyone, and this is Jason with the translation. Today is the second day here at the LCK Regional Qualifier for 2021 Worlds. Subin finally back on the LCK Analyst Desk after Bitdori subbing in for yesterday. Morgan once again played Camille. Now it's 5 straight Camille games for him, and he picked up another dub right here. A lot of highlight did end up going over to Morgan's Camille. And some people are even wondering why the opponents are not actually removing that champion away from him. Well, but I do want to mention that that Camille pick for Morgan was not the game decider. And we could see the confidence from Nongshim as well with the Aphelios first pick on the blue side. And then they decided to complete their bottom side comp with the Thresh pick for Killen, which means they have to find value. They have to make points early on with the first pick champion, Aphelios, but it was actually Honolife Esports getting the early lead, and that's where things started to fall apart. I mean, if you are a premier Thresh player, you might be able to get the early lead, but it also means that it's so easy to actually not pull off the play that you actually have to. Hina did make some rotation downside, but he was not able to find any meaningful play there. And Azir also had the lane priority on the mid lane as well. We didn't have too many actions early on, so let's take a look at the first highlight where we had a fight at around 70 minutes in this game. So I would like to break down the vision of Honolife Esports, because Nongshim players actually killed the ward in the brush. Honolife Esports had vision on 3 of the Nongshim players, and even though Honolife had the information that there are multiple players rotating towards the right-hand side brush, they were confident that they can actually turn this fight around. Aphelios is the only damage carry on the side of Nongshim Radforce before Gory arrives here. At this point, Leona is so tanky, and she can be the only one going in, diving onto the opponent, and still survives. And Leona started off the fight by taking so much damage, but that was the right call. Turando, he can do some decent work in the early game, but his tankiness actually depends on too much on his ultimate availability. And he has to really find the right target to subjugate. So Honolife Esports was able to outplay the team fight based on their comp and draft power. Now let's take a look at the second replay where Nongshim Radforce looked a little bit shaky at this point. Leona, her skill goes wide, but which was actually a good news for Vista. If she actually followed and tagged along the Nongshim players, this could have been a very dangerous play for Vista, but luckily he finds a way out by not lending his Zenith plate, and then the decision making from the Nongshim players were a little bit split. Some of the players are focusing on the fight on the mid lane, but some are focusing on the fight happening on the right-hand side of the river. Honolife Esports, even though they played a series yesterday, I think they are evolved even more. Maybe because they played yesterday and they have better kind of sense and they are used to playing on stage compared to Nongshim Radforce. Honolife Esports, they are indeed becoming better and better, and that's mainly because of Deft. Deft is slowly coming back to his peak form. Whereas Tokdam and Kellen couldn't really find their standings, their appearance, their presence in this game. Yesterday, Deft was the one, actually being the one-man army, walking towards 4 and 5 enemies and surviving to salvage the game for his teammates. And this match is about finding a spot at Worlds. Hana Life Esports, they are on the up and up, so let's see Nongshim, if Nongshim can stop them.